What's up, YouTube? Mr. Llama C here, and we today are continuing the Diablo 2 Let's Play Hydra Orb Source. This is going to be part Hell. So far you've got your character geared up decently well. Maybe you've done some more magic finding, some more leveling, whatever it is, and you are ready now to move into Hell and take on the dual element style, the Hell immunities, all of that, and just some of the difficulty there. So let's jump into it. Again, I'll do a quick gear review and skill review. We have Spirit, Lore, Eye of Etlich, Ancient's Pledge, 40 Fast Run Walk, Dual Res, Stealth, just a crafted caster belt, FCR there, Fire Res, Low Resist Wand on the offhand, this Energy Shield if I want that there, and then Res, Life, and Mana were the three charms that I did find. Of course, you can go and spend time farming whatever you would like. I also have my skills as such, and I can even like throw this on the ground. Here are my plus to skills. 15 in Hydra, 5 in Fire Mastery there, 111, 20 in Frozen, and 12 in Cold Mastery. With those all around as such. And then, of course, all of our plus to skills boost these up a little bit. Yeah, so if you guys are ready, let's get started.
Moo.
Ice Cold with 5 gifted subs and Bow with 5 gifted subs. And this already is a great spot to start.
Moo.
As we've already run into some cold immunes immediately, but we have Hydras. So this gives you the option right here, of course, if you want to stop and kill all these mobs or not. I'm also on players, I think I am on players 1 right now actually. But you can see we have cold and fire immunes out here and we're able to handle them. And then it just comes down to, once again, do you wish to handle them or not? 6 to cold res, we'll go ahead and use that. Do you wish to deal with them or not? A lot of times I'm going to say the best option is to just skip. Even something right here, like the Den of Evil, you can go and do it if you would like. And for the plus to skill, I can understand if you want to get it done. But I think plenty of time skipping this is totally fine. Unless you do feel the need for that respec, or you just crave doing the full thing, want to get the full everything done, whatever it is. This is also where having that 1 point in static is really helpful, as you have 5 points, which gives you a little more space to kind of really static these guys, right? So I can be over here and still hit all of those with static. What's the point of not doing Den of Evil? Speedrunning time. For a Let's Play, it probably makes sense to do it, which is why I'm doing it. But it's also just a lot of cold and fire immunes. So again, that you have to be in the kind of, you know, in this way of, okay, I want to actually fight all the cold and fire immunes. Because everything in this Den of Evil is either cold immune or fire immune. Thanks, Apex. And thank you again to Bow and Ice Cold. I appreciate that greatly. But the beauty, of course, is everything is cold or fire immune down here, and yet we're still able to do it. And that is why a lot of you are playing this build, because you're still able to do it, right? You can go almost anywhere, do almost anything. And that kind of makes it a lot more fun for a lot of you guys. Also, Coronet could be nice to try and imbue. See what we get from that. If we can get 20 FCR there, that could be really big for us.
Thank you, Bearcat Girl, for my gift sub, Mr. Llama Heart.
Thank you, Bearcat Girl. Thank you, Ott. And this is also why I did start investing points into Hydra a little bit earlier there. And again, I'm only level 59 right now. Many of you guys, I'm sure, are going to be even higher levels. And so you should have stronger Hydras that are able to clean it up even faster. Okay, and we'll go back here and continue with the Hydra.
I can't carry anymore.
And just like that, nice and easy. Go get ourselves another skill point for even more Hydras. And I'll actually go back to Nightmare really fast. And let's go ahead and grab the Malice. And we can just imbue this really quickly here.
The monastery.
Doesn't change at all. Just going to be your character level. It tried so hard. 20 best run like 32 life, 7 all res. Didn't quite get there. If that was 20 FCR, we'd have a different story. Could maybe have some value there. Additionally, I can actually go really quick to Act 2 because I do believe I forgot to do Radament, and that's another plus to skill. And I figure, you know what? For a Let's Play, maybe getting all these skills is good to do. Perfect, and back to hell, just like that, nice and easy. Another point for the Hydra. And we can adventure out again. Also, once again, if you are looking to improve gear, especially if you have 60 strength, it can be a great place to buy some nice like belts and gloves and boots in hell. Thanks, Nila. But with that being said, let us continue on. And again, this is where we come to the same idea before of if you wish to skip these mobs, you totally can. You can stop and kill as much or as little along the way. A lot of the times it just depends, kind of like what your goals are, right? How much you want to level up, how much you want to stand around and kill stuff versus just moving forward. So that is kind of the beauty. Is again, this character does have a lot of ability. Now, let's say you come across some sort of mob, I think it's toxic, that is just super hard to kill, or they're cold immune, fire immune, and they're just a complete pain in the butt. What do? That's right, the answer is you just teleport forward. You do not need to stop and kill every single mob every single time. Also, when I get to hell, and if I was playing hardcore before, I like to run a single belt slot. Not sure yet. I like to run a single belt slot of rejuves just to have for some safety purposes. Just makes things a little bit easier in my mind. And that's a little nasty right there. We'll just teleport forward. I generally don't like to stop and kill too much in the underground passage, as it is kind of nasty in there. And there's few mobs like this that won't actually have immunities in hell. A majority, if not all of them, generally will. So, you know, that's something to note. Now, can you do Countess? The answer is yes and no. Countess is going to be cold and fire immune, and so it's going to be really annoying. However, you can get a mercenary if you would like, and if you have that obedience or the insight or whatever it is, and you can go in and clear out her minions, and then your mercenary can kill her. So if you are running with that mercenary, it can be a nice and easy way to kind of do that. Thank you, Quantum. Thanks, True Lemons. And again, I would recommend that Holy Freeze Mercenary, as it just really helps with the Hydra. But up to you. And that's a great example of having a full rejuve is very helpful. And why we kind of save some of them up. Yeah, and you of course can static her down as well, which is also very helpful. Thank you, Quantum. And Hydra does allow me to play a little safer as well a lot of times, which can be helpful. Did the Let's Play turn into a speedrun? No, Sorceresses just move really fast. So I'm trying to not like fly, but it's also one of those where you're just gonna naturally kind of fly. Because she just moves very quickly. But again, it all just comes down to what is the speed you wish to play at. Do you want to stop and kill every single mob? You can do that. You know, you can stop here and fight all these champions and just go one little group at a time, and it totally works fine. Or do you want to, you know, just kind of teleport forward to, you know, wherever you feel like you want to go farm at, right? Also totally viable. So I'm trying to kind of mix and match a little bit. Where some of the time we power ahead. Other times we stop and kind of kill some mobs just to get a little more experience. Whatever it is. Now, of course, Kata level 2. Running counterclockwise is a good way to get yourself the waypoint. And you can use this waypoint for farming. And if you thought Nightmare Mephisto was a good farm spot, oh baby, you just... Hell Endariel is an amazing farm spot. And then Hell Mephisto is a great farm spot. So again, rushing yourself up to like one of these bosses is not a terrible idea whatsoever. Because they are so good for farming. Perfect. A lot of times you have some bosses around here if you're just looking for more experience. Another point in Hydra. Vitality, we're level 61 already. And like I said, if you are looking for a spot to farm, this is a fantastic one, as you will find so many items here that will be helpful for this character. And especially if you loaded up on a little bit of that Magic Find gear earlier on, it'll just be fantastic for you. Remember, Endariel gets murdered by Hydras, so it's not even hard.
The evil queen has fallen.
Not even hard. And not great drops there, but again, killing her on like players 3 over and over again, especially if you grab yourself some of that Magic Find gear like we talked about before, could be fantastic. So get yourself some boots and gloves with +2 Magic Find on it. Get yourself a Tarn helm. Get yourself a 3 open socket helm or armor, 4 open socket, whatever, and shove your, a bunch of topazes in it. Whatever it is, you can just run that stuff. You can quit out, come back in, /players 3, for instance, here. And we'll just go to Kata level 2. Super quick. And this is a player's 3 Andariel, so she'll have more drops. Generally, more drop items. And having the Hydras again is super strong against her. And there you go. How about that? Just found ourselves a whiz pike. I mean, it's that easy. Like,
Thanks for that raid. Sorry I was AFK. I had to attend to my 5 years old.
aw. All good, Derp. Thank you so much. And now we have whiz pike. 75 all resistances, 50 FCR, +2 mana, increase max mana. I mean, this is why just farming Andariel a few times here and there is fantastic. And so now, I mean, I would be giving up Spirit, so I'd be losing 2 to skills, 55 hit recovery. The mana would balance to even. I'd lose some vitality, but I would gain the FCR, so I'd be at 50, 60, 66. I could also go 70 and switch that, back to whatever. Then I could put an Enlightenment on if I wanted, and blah, 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 blah. And of course, with the 75 to all res, my resistances would be near maxed. If I was hardcore, you can bet your butt I 1,000% would be using this whiz pike right now. On softcore, I'm going to lose, some. I mean, I'll actually lose 2 skills, but gain 2 skills. So I'll really just lose some hit recovery and vitality, but I will gain a ton of that, and I'll lose more vitality because I have to get up to there. I can also go to the 105 FCR breakpoint because I'll have 75, 85, 90, 50, 75, 85, 95, 100, 106. So I can actually go up to that. However, I would lose +3 to skills to get there. You get to decide what your journey is, how you're doing it all. I'm just here to show you how powerful it is to do even just a little bit of farming out there, right? And getting that max resistances, like I said, would basically give me 75 complete full res, which would, if this was hardcore, in 1 heartbeat, I would have that. I would have swapped so fast. Okay, so dry hills. And now these guys switch over to fire immune or cold immune, and again, you can decide how you wish to kill stuff. Personally, I don't really like killing a lot of stuff out here, except for some of the light immunes and stuff. Those little leapers are pretty annoying. So the birds can be okay, but we don't have birds here. But there's some birds right there. I think birds are a decent one to kill. Beetles can be decent to kill, though a little bit dangerous. And itchies are fine to kill as well. Cold damage usually does pretty well out in the Fire Oasis. So, it's a nice part. Static is definitely worth. Yeah, having that single point in static is huge. This is an example of, oh, Beetle Burst spawned, you know, immune to cold this time. Okay, well, we can just use some Hydras if we want on him. But let's go ahead and grab the waypoint and go do Fire Oasis. I'm still probably on players 3, actually. You are correct. We'll swap back as we head into the Maggot Lair. As mostly in the Maggot Lair, I'm not going to stop and kill stuff. If I want, I could stop and, you know, try and like fight in here a little bit. This is a champion beetle group. So there is a lot of experience to be had right there. But in general, I'll probably not stop and kill stuff, especially if it's not super safe. I'll be more cautious. That was pretty safe in there. But like that boss group, meh, we don't need to stop and kill that. And let's see where we can go here. Perfect. Another point into Hydra, more vitality. And level 3. Grab ourselves the staff. Nice and easy. Go refill on potions. And continue forward. That was safe. Well, we can all determine what is safe in our own minds. Safe to you and me can be different. Now, Claw Viper does have cold immune snakes, right? So this is one of the places where if you want to really go slow through it, having Hydra is actually going to be really helpful. Right? Teleporting through it is just really like scary a lot of times or whatever, because snakes will snap you out of your teleport, can do a lot of damage, etc. So you know, feel free to go as fast or as slow as you want, but again, this is one of those areas that I think really the build can shine and let you take your time and kill stuff and get there, you know, as opposed to feeling like, I just keep dying in here and it's just awful. I should kill this boss though. Now, you can also just teleport through if you feel comfortable doing that, but all that's up to you. And if you just want to sit and let the Hydras do their work, feel free to do that as well. Nice place to easily just get a little bit of experience. As they slowly burn everything down. Yeah, snakes are a very scary mob, so having having the Hydras to just slow them and keep them in a spot like that is actually really nice.
Good day.
Just about K4. Now, Palace can have some mobs that are nice to kill, but also there are a lot of like archer mobs and stuff that can be scary, so you may just want to be a little careful here. And we go once again to the Arcane Sanctuary, where you can just first way everything nice and easily. Where you can just first way everything nice and easily, I said. Oh, come on. Sometimes it takes 4 ways to first way it. And this is a decent key farmer as well for this boss, if you wanted to do as such. If you want to spend time farming out here, there can usually be decent experience out here. These crushers are going to be kind of annoying, so I don't know if I'd really fight them, but I'd probably fight everything else. It's a good way to get a little bit of extra EXP. And when you're done with that, of course, you can just head in here and kill as much or as little as you would like, per usual. Again, kind of going through and setting up how you want to fight stuff is a great strategy. Do you want to sit there and fight every single gore belly? To me, the gore bellies are going to take a lot of time and probably not be worth it a lot. For fighting purposes, I'd rather, you know, kill these beetles, kill the ghost, or just teleport past a lot of it. But you can always clear out any room. Oh, so much stuff, eh? And we do have a little bit of low cold res, so there's a couple things we can of course do here. Number one, we could literally just grab a cold res ring and pop it on right there to help out for Duriel. I can also just chug these thawing potions, of course, per usual. And then my cold res is up to 38%. I can make sure I have my hotkey set for lower resist. And we can go in and deal with Mr. Duriel himself, which will be a breeze, especially with that lower res and our damage. Nice and easy. It's a sweet, sweet kill. And just like that, Act 2 of Hell is done. Give yourselves the clap once again. And nothing crazy there. I will go ahead and swap this ring back. And we can advance. Into Hell Act 3. Oh, I never talked to Jurhin. Come here, buddy. Let's go, baby! Act 3 of hell. What happened to Mugro? Just like downstairs or something? I don't know. So again, a lot of like big tanky mobs. I generally like to not try and fight as much with the Hydra, but if you are really, once again, taking it slow, your Hydras will kill them. You know? So you can move at this speed right here. And you can let your Hydras, and especially if you have a mercenary, take care of these guys nice and easy. And you can kill pretty much every mob in the game. Now that is, once again, just if you want to allow for, you know, kind of waiting around more. Epic, thank you. If that's the pace you want to play at, then play at that pace. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Okay, Flare Jungle, as well as the the Spider Cavern. Very nice. I did not max that Ice Bolt. I have a slight emphasis on Frozen Orb and Cold Mastery, but not a crazy amount. I've actually kept pretty good on making sure that Hydra as well has enough skills that we can use it. And this, I mean, again, the nice thing here is just compared to a Blizzard build straight, or you know, a lot of these other builds, this one really opens up so much opportunity for me to just get in there, to put it plainly. Another point into Fire Mastery this time. Now that Hydra's maxed, I can just go in and fight all sorts of mobs and feel really good about it. Will I try Diablo Immortal? I mean, we'll probably end up giving it a try, but how long? Who knows? And additionally, the mobs that you can spawn out here will be cold immune or fire immune or light immune, just kind of depends. So depending on whatever you spawn, can be nice to have, you know, at least one of the elements that fights them, but you will have to very slow push this, I would say. Flare Jungle, they can overwhelm you very quickly. So I think slow pushing it is definitely going to be much more helpful. And Jidbin will be that as well, so it is very nice to be able to do quests like this here.
The Jidbin.
Exactly. Thank you, S&T. And 23 light res from this ring. Unfortunately, no FCR on it.
Yes.
Put some gold away. Drop this. And we can just continue to the end. And again, same idea. If you want to kill these Thrashers, then you can kill these thrashers. If you don't want to bother taking the time to kill the thrashers in Stormtree, then you don't have to.
I don't sense any magic about this item.
And that's the beauty. The Gade figurine. So I definitely prefer Hydras more when I like need them, as opposed to just kind of casually. But you can use them however you want. And there's Serena, Midora. I'm just looking for a waypoint right now. Perfect.
Moo.
Usually a
Obligatory
balanced
reminder.
godsend.
Use that Prime sub today. Feel better about supporting your favorite llama and take back those Bezos bucks.
Always a fan of taking back the Bezos bucks. Oof. That was a weird dual enchant.
Moo.
Little, was that doll? I don't think it was dolls. I think I just got popped by a fire lightning enchant. Third shift, thank you. And that's what you get for trying to fight there, though, you know? A lot of times, especially in like areas that will have dolls or things like that you can't see very well, the best thing you can do, just teleport forward. Way safer to do this than to try and fight every one of those.
No.
Gotta take Daddy Bezos bucks to buy a new Jid bin.
You ain't wrong. And another organ for us. Yeah, choosing where you're gonna farm is, especially if you're playing hardcore or anything, always important. Always important.
Moo.
Boink.
20 more life from the potion. Thank you, Droomstar. Go into our
Ooh.
sewers.
Always so stoic. Only shows emotion when he finds a rare item.
Thanks, Shane.
No.
Less than 3.
Ooh, another Amrune. Could maybe try and re-roll a spirit, or if we find ourselves a Monarch shield somewhere, could try and make ourselves another spirit here. So yeah, I would generally say I'm using cold for getting experience and fire for dealing with immunes and for supplemental damage. Generally how it goes for this character with this current build. Sure, Gatling. And for taking out mobs like this that are really annoying.
Fingers crossed for a monarch or a beer rune roll.
Or a beer rune. I mean, I wouldn't complain about the beer rune either. That is a fair point. Now, static is still, of course, a great thing to do. Always make sure you have that trav waypoint. And then I just like to separate them off a little bit. If this was hardcore, I'd separate even further, probably. So we're really just dragging like one at a time. But makes it a lot easier.
Are there new emotes I can get from this? I like emotes.
I don't know if we have bit emotes set yet. Maybe I'll try and find some and put some up or something. Okay, we can cube this up. Put our Amrun away. Oh, the hype train emotes. Ouch. Again, we can static the compelling orb, which is just such a helpful thing rather than having to wait for her to sit there and do anything with it. I don't know if there's new emotes from the hype trains currently. Seems like they add them in every now and then, but I'm not sure exactly. And once again, if you want to farm somewhere that's amazing, this is one of those amazing spots.
You mean the pity train emotes, Mr. Llama Pity?
Don't mean that. Pretty sure that's not at all what anybody has meant ever. So you can grab yourself this waypoint here, and Hell Mephisto opens up even more of a crazy loot table than Hell and Dario. This is where you can start getting things like your Maras and stuff. I mean, it really adds on a lot of great items. Highly recommended as probably my favorite farm spot in the game for just like casual chill farming. I mean, I love Pindles and stuff, but for the average user. And again, you have that same idea as we've had before, which is you can either fight them or you can stand over here and just let your Hydras slowly tick them down. If you have focused on Hydras and your Hydra damage is higher, you will be able to take them down even faster that way. Of course, we've focused on Frozen Orb a little more in this build, so it goes a little faster if we get ourselves involved. And remember, land your ball inside of him if you can for the best result. And if you have MF gear, remember you just have to put it on before he dies. So it can be a great way to get yourself a little more magic find. But just like that, Act 3, Hell, Dunzo. Nice and simple. That wasn't even not even a sweat. Not even a sweat for you guys. Look at how easily you're crushing through this game right now. You're doing great, chat. Now, I do like farming out here actually a little bit. It's kind of a fun area. Doomcasters are nice, and I don't know, it feels like a lot of the mobs are pretty good for cold immunes out here, unless you get the whatever they're called. It's like one mob group that has those summons that are bad. Otherwise, it's a fun little spot. I think farming is actually nice. And you can get some decent experience and continue leveling up if you would like. Go ahead and hit level 64. Another point in fire mastery. And just simple stuff. Now we do have souls here. So, with souls, you can either choose to play through them, or if this is hardcore, the first second that you see souls, just quit the game. Just quit the game. So that's usually how I play this area. Blue star with 1,000 biddies.
Llama, 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 llama. Who is this big llama? Starting all this drama. It's me, bitch.
F.
Yeah, souls are nasty. So once again, it's like, oh, you know, again, if this was hardcore, I would save quit right now and try again until I don't get souls out here. Because even just a small pack of them, unless you have like 75 light res, which I only have 25, your character just gets slaughtered. You know? Or if we were running that whiz pike right now, then we'd be in a better spot. We could also, of course, run that energy shield to help a little bit. But okay, so no souls this time. So we can relax. These are the guys, the flesh beasts that are annoying.
F again.
This time. And let's go find Isual. Where is he? What'd I do with the old PC? I gave it over to Moo Girl so she can play Diablo 2 with me. So far, she hasn't gotten on it yet. Not never to be used again. It's just temporarily. She's, you know, probably just figuring out. She's probably busy. Golly. There he is. Those flesh beasts are annoying. Is 6 ohm for burr a good deal? No, I think the burr is worth more, right? Oh my gosh. But maybe she'll follow this build guide and that'll get her going. And again, feel free to kill as much or as little as you would like while playing through. If you want to try here, you can. Though this will be difficult. Hellforge will be a tough one. Looks like he's just fire immune though, so that's helpful. But the extra fast is painful. Extra fast might aura is painful.
F again.
And probably one of the areas where it's better to come into it nice and slow. Really clear stuff out prior. And just slowly move your way in. Because if you try and just jump in immediately, a lot of times just not going to work well for you. Nice and easy. Kill this. Kill the Abyss Knight. And let's go ahead and heal up and then we can fight him. He might one-shot us. The extra fast is a little scary. But can always try and get a couple statics off. Ah, he's magic resistant. Okay. I wonder why I'm doing so little to him. So he's got just a ton of resistances right now, which is where the lower res can help us. Drop him down a little bit. He's still gonna do a lot. But again, you can get up to a goal rune here, and if you are especially trying to get like a Hodo or something, we just got that pole rune, maybe we want to try that. Goal would be halfway there. Oops. That'd be really nice. He is very fast. And you can get Istrune, Umrune, Malrune, all sorts of good stuff. Or you can just get another pole rune. Pull it is. The game is like, take your pull and like it already. And we'll get our plus to skills, put them in Fire Mastery. And now we can go into the Chaos Sanctuary. Now, again, do you want to go slowly into the Chaos Sanctuary or just teleport in? Kind of up to you, how you're feeling, how safe you feel, all of that. And our so we'll be pretty good here. Now, the biggest issue will be if we run into cold and fire immunes. So, either A, we need to have a mercenary. No, Fogger. Or, you know, because like right there, there's a cold fire immune. That's totally okay. We don't need to kill that guy. However, If he spawns cold fire immune, then I actually need to reset completely. Go back to River of Flame. Start over. Unless my mercenary is strong enough that he has been able to handle it. You can just keep your eye out, try and look, and there you can see he spawns cold fire immune because he's got spectral hit plus cold enchant. So we're literally just gonna reset. Once again, if I had like a mercenary, I could deal with that, kill everything else, have the mercenary come back and kill him. That would be fine. I also have lower res. I'm not sure if it'll actually break his resistance with that spec. I'd have to like check in and see, you know. But it is one of the difficulties here, and why having a mercenary, why spending time getting yourself that like base for insight could be nice. So for instance, if I was looking for that insight base, I could go back and look for, you know, some 4 open socket pole arm there. A bill is a great one because that'll get 4 open sockets maximum. So I can farm Lower Karas for a white bill, take it to the Act 5 quest, and that will be nice. And an easy way to do that. And again, another... Oopsies. Another cold fire immune just to be annoying. So Chaos Sanctuary will be one of the hardest areas just because of these Oblivion Knights being super annoying. However, you can kill them, which is the nice part. The bigger issue is when you get Desace or Infector spawned with cold. Come on. And Norm cows can drop, any of the polearm will drop a base that will get 4 open sockets, but that'll be a normal base. I'd probably want at least an exceptional base if I can't get an elite base, you know, which is why I like the bill there. Okay, so that guy is fine, and before I like to kill him, I actually a lot of times like to come over here and just check and make sure that he's also killable. Because Infector and Desace are the ones that are going to spawn cold and fire immune. And he is just cold immune, so that's perfect. That means this Chaos Sanctuary is good to go. So sometimes it does take a few tries. Don't be discouraged if, you know, the first 2 or 3 times one of them spawns cold or fire immune. Unbreakable, right? With lower res. And I can still low res him anyways just to make him take even more fire damage. And nice and simple. Oof. Dove in a little aggressively, huh? Ah, the lightning enchanted. Yeah, we just got the stained glass enemy right before. Or enemy, you know. And we'll get the level up here. Kill Infector.
I can't carry anymore.
And we can move forward to the last. Which should not ever be cold fire immune, so should be good here. Just need to, of course, clear out everything else. Perfect. Again, one of the more difficult areas for this character. But just let some Hydras do some work on him. And Diablo is a breeze. How about that? How about them apples? Act 4. Dunzo. I could see that, Ubia. So, let us move to Act 5 now. Where again, I just want to generally teleport past all of this nonsense. We can come back and kill Shank. But first, we will just clear out everything on the way. And cast low res to help out a little bit. And he does happen to be cold fire enchant, so never mind. If that happens, again, you just come back and do the same thing as before. More vitality. And again, he spawns cold fire immune. Is it crazy important you kill him? No, but you do get the socket quest, and it does make potions cheaper. So for both of those reasons, it's really nice. I don't want to deal with those birds. They're actually really annoying. Okay, there we go. Now he's not. So we'll let our Hydras do some work on him. And perfect. Nice and easy. And nothing on that ring. Okay. Potions become half the price in Act 5 after killing him. And once again, stop and kill as you please. I always think grabbing little checkpoints is a good idea. If you can get yourself, you know, Crystalline Way right here. That can be good. So then you can go do Anya. If you have souls in here, again, I recommend resetting. And we can just have some Hydras to burn some stuff down. As our Hydras will be able to clean all this up. And again, don't be afraid to abuse the range that you have on your Hydras. You not only have to the top of the screen, but then they shoot beyond that. So now my range is way out of their vision, which is super helpful. And of course we can just drag if we would like. Looks like we got a double boss right there. And save Anya, go back. And 10 more all res is lovely. I mean, sometimes it's a bad area, and like I said, if it is, you just reset it. Oops. A little too far. Again, I also do recommend getting this waypoint, as it can be helpful if you run into, you know, crazy ancients that kill you one shot or whatever it is. Now, Ancients time. First things first, if you do feel like you're gonna need more potions, it's okay to get yourself more potions. You can also, of course, put potions in the cube. You can also, of course, drop potions just on the ground. Right? Very easy way to just give yourself a little potion stock that you can run and get later on. Now, when we're spawning the Ancients, many of the time we're going to have to reset it. The reason for this is because if one of them is cold or fire immune, cold and fire immune, we can't do it. We also want to be careful if, for instance, you know, there's a lot of like spectral hit, magic res, whatever stuff that's just going to lower the damage. Now, of course, we do have this, so we can check. And we can just check around and see, okay, like nobody, this looks pretty good right here. That Holy Freeze is a little bit annoying. There's Curse, Teleport, extra strong, so I do need to be careful not to get hit there. But we can go ahead and start working these guys down. And fight Talik and Maddock first. And I just need to make sure I'm really outranging this Holy Freeze. If Talik or Maddock, whatever, if they're extra fast, you might want to reset. If there's like Fanaticism Aura, you might want to reset. You know, just things like that. You can just always look and check and see how it feels. But ultimately, you need to make sure that you are not running into a cold fire immune. If that's the case, literally just open another town portal. It'll reset it, and then you can try again. Also, of course, remember you do have lower resist that you can use. Just to speed things up a tiny bit there. And be careful of wandering out axes from Maddock. We're not gonna actually break the cold and fire immune on Corlick and Maddock, and that's okay because we're not caring to. And now we can just play this game of let the Hydras hit him. And of course you can static him down as well. And just try not to get killed. Now, if you do want to get him stuck, you can also go to get him stuck. Let me actually go to olds. Try and see if I can remember. Nope. Yeah. Whatever. There's a few different places you can work to get them stuck on walls and things if you would like. Honestly, you shouldn't really need it. Just some Hydras and moving around. Should be enough. I mean, I guess this will be the easiest one probably if the Hydras will actually stick there. So, you know, you can find places to just keep him so he just stands in one place. And your Hydras murder everything. But that's if you want to cheese them. If you don't, honestly, this will be easy. Just make sure you don't get one shot by Corlick. If he's like extra strong, Might or something, maybe be very careful, you know. But he's not. And that was super easy. Right? Nice and simple. Level 66. Let's keep rolling around in here and find ourselves the waypoint. Remember, we want to run counterclockwise for the waypoint. Generally, there it is. And be careful with souls. Luckily, we didn't have to get burned by him that time. But let's say our throne room is filled with tons of souls or something. I can just quit out, come back in again, and try again. And there are souls. Yep. So this would be a great example of a time to just say, I'm not going to go and fight that. I'm not. You can if you want. And if I had really good light res, maybe I'd think about it. But I don't. And I don't feel like it. So I won't. It's also not my favorite because it does have these ghoul lords, which are really annoying to kill. But it's okay. We'll let our Hydras go to work. And have them do some good work killing some stuff here for us. A lot of cold immunes in here, but again, this is one of those, it'll just take a little bit. It's not like insanely dangerous or anything. And again, if you would like, you can come in and use some static. To help out, but Dark Lords are quite an annoying bunch. And there we go. Now we're starting to whittle them down. And once they scare into a corner like that, it gets even easier. So that, if I was trying to do that with Firewall, that'd be so much harder. And waves time. Again, we can drop lower res on the waves just to make them a little bit easier. Same thing. And if we can really get rid of these guys, that'll be very helpful. So they'll stop resurrecting and we can focus on everybody else. And if you really want to help it, and what you can do is you can actually just drag these guys down here, the death mages. Nice, easier way to do it. So then they'll die away from the mages, or the unravelers. They won't get resurrected, all of that stuff. So that's an easy way to handle it right there. Can also chug some thawing potions before this group, just to help out. But nice easy ways to get through wave 2. Drop another lower resist here. Now this wave is very dangerous. If you're on hardcore, be extremely careful. The lightning enchant plus the fire damage that you're getting, the speed on them. Very easy to get murdered here. So you just want to make sure you're not really standing close. You're not pushing in on them or anything. Keep your distance there if you can. Wave 4 is actually not too bad at all. I'm going to drop a lower res on them. But they'll actually take pretty good damage, and they don't actually do enough. They have to really like all kind of get around you. The Inferno can definitely do a little bit of damage, so be careful if like 6 of them Inferno you at once or something, but otherwise, very easy wave and great experience. You can just kind of bounce back and forth here. And I went ahead and put that in Fire Mastery. At this point, I'd probably go back to Cold Mastery. Probably even a tiny bit sooner, honestly. But again, that's kind of the beauty of this character, is you really get to be pretty open to how you want to build it. And the final wave, honestly, it does a ton of damage, but unless they're like extra fast, they're pretty easy to kite around as well. So you shouldn't have too much issue there. You can drop a couple statics if you want. You can do whatever, but they're not too bad. Now, if he's cold fire immune, which he sometimes is, you'll have to drag him out of the throne room. And so to do that, you can literally just walk him like this and just come have him join you out here. And then once he's out here, you can just teleport back inside and Bale will laugh. So it's an easy way to skip him if you would like. And then it's Bale time. So just make sure you have your safety TP set up. Try and get a good distance where once again that ball is landing and exploding right inside him. If you can, that's the ideal spot. Feel free to drop your Hydras down if you want for more damage there. Feel free to use low resist as well. And of course, feel free to kill him and end it all.
The last of the
Boom.
three has fallen.
Easy as that. Level 67. Here's our stats and skills. Like I say, probably would have gone a little bit more into like cold mastery since I was using it a little more, but whatever. We ended up perfectly balanced, which is nice. Here's our gear.
Join my army of the dead.
Let's give ourselves the super clap.
Give yourselves the super clap, and then we add some alternative things to help out as other options if we, you know, wanted to do whatever.
No.
Change things up, get more res, whatever stuff. And that's it. You've got yourself a nice orb Hydra character. You can run around, you can kill, you know, all sorts of stuff now. You can go and do cows if you want. You can farm Mephisto more. You can... I mean, there's a lot of places that you can take this character now. So... you know, let's go. I don't have it. But, yeah. I mean, this character really has a lot of good zones. And, of course, the big thing is you have both of the damage types. So it does open up the idea of, oh, I'm out here. You know, I can use Hydras here. And actually kill, you know, these immunes and stuff. Now, again... do I recommend this as like always a spot? No, because I'm focused slightly more towards like the cold damage, so I'd probably be looking more for mobs that were, you know, fire immune. But it does open up the idea of you can kill stuff there if you want. Obviously, we could go to Bale runs again. Those waves weren't too difficult for us, right? Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of things that you can go do. I know I didn't kill a single mob right there. That's fine. I wasn't sticking around to try and kill them all. Again, it's like Hydra is decent enough. Once you really start to get it maxed and get some more plus skills going, it'll definitely be something that you can use for those Mephisto runs and that sort of stuff. since I focused more on the cold first, my cold damage is going to be a little bit better and a little bit more useful. Kind of plain and simple. But I can drop Hydras down and just really run that mix, you know. Get some MF gear. And then once I start getting that, you know, the Viper Magi and all of this stuff, my character, the Oculus, my character will just continue to improve. Once I get the Spirit Shield, blah, 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 blah. So, anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope you've now beaten the game with a beautiful Hydra Orb Sorceress. We'll have plenty more guided playthroughs coming up. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment for the algorithm. All the whatever stuff. Peace, YouTube. Have a good one.